Good evening, everyone. Today we pay tribute to the life of Dwayne Haskins Jr., quarterback for the Washington football team / Commanders, and most recently the Pittsburgh Steelers. Our thoughts are with his family and friends and teammates at this time. Today we are joined by my two co-hosts, Mr. OBH and Mr. Ollie Hope.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good afternoon, evening, and good night.
How are we all?
Good, man. Good, yeah. It's a bit of a somber way to start the show, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, it had to be said. I'm not sure if you guys saw the video that Chase Claypool did
No, I haven't
after,
yet.
where he was in the back of a car saying how he was just with Dwayne Haskins like an hour before his death. That was a hard video to watch.
It's horrid.
Though when these sort of things happen, I guess the morbidity of life is that we're used to players passing away due to age or other circumstances. But the guy was just about to turn 25. He was preparing for a new season. I'm assuming he may have seen the Steelers' quarterback position as a sort of potential starting spot.
Yeah, well, he was definitely expected to compete with Trubisky and Rudolph.
Yeah.
From what I understand, they're actually training at Trubisky's house in Miami.
He was staying at Trubisky's house in Miami. They had all three quarterbacks were down there, all the receivers were down there, and Najee was down there as well. It is horrid news. It's nothing we wanted to wake up to on Saturday or Sunday morning. I can't even remember what day it was now. Saturday morning, I think, wasn't it?
I mean, it's crazy that he was born in 1997. That's the year before me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
it's just a tragic.
Yeah.
It's not like he was battling against something. It's the way it was a very sudden boom, gone like that. You know, it's
Yeah.
It was horrid.
I believe he was hit by a dump truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to disrespect his memory by going into the hows and whys and ifs and buts about it, but because I know that's for the media to do.
I mean, can we just talk about Schefter's tweet though?
Oh God, this guy is trying to end his career. First, he did it with Tom Brady's retirement.
Yes.
And now he's done it with the disrespect.
I mean, it's a joke. I mean, I said this to Leona. I said it's one thing being a journalist. It's one thing. I mean, I respect journalists have to roll with stories. They have to be able to be relevant. They need to create that stir. But
I mean, have some emotional intelligence.
Yeah, there's something called journalistic integrity.
Have you noticed though? He's very, very, very rarely the second one out. He is always the first one out. It's almost like I've got to type this as quick as I can.
Yeah.
If you look at like the rap sheet, Will Silveira, Tom Pacello, they're always
Mike Garfolo.
They're never the first ones out. It's almost like, right, okay, let's check this, make sure I've got everything right, then tweet it.
Yeah, I mean, what happened to calling up teams, press offices, saying, you know what, I've got this story. Can I have confirmation? Have you let the family know? Have you let the friends know? I mean, I'm guessing that there could have been some friends and family who didn't know.
It should have been released by Pittsburgh, really. The Steelers should have been the one that released that.
Exactly. Because at least you know they've gone around his close friends and family.
Arguably, it should have been his agent and his family.
Yeah.
You know, they're the people closest to him. They're the ones who have been with him throughout his whole life, his career. You know, all I'd say about Schefter is he's over the last 6 months, he's lost it a lot. He's lost a lot of people's respect. He's lost a lot of people's.
I'm surprised he still has a job at ESPN now.
Yeah.
I feel like we could overlook the Brady thing. Maybe he jumped the gun there, but this is just this is worse, way worse.
Yeah. I mean, it's someone's life at the end of the day. It's someone's son. It's someone's husband. It's someone's dad. Someone's brother. I almost said sister. Aunt, not aunt, uncle, and all that. Have some empathy towards other human beings, and he hasn't got that. Enough of him because he's not worth it. Shall we go on to talk about Haskins' career, because he didn't have the best NFL career. He was
a stud in college though. He was
50 touchdowns. In his last season, he went 30-1, scored 50 touchdowns.
As a Buckeye, he was incredible. He was breaking records.
Yeah, and I think some of those records even stained. I mean, he went into Washington. That was always going to be a poison chalice. More news come out of Washington again today. I'm not going to go into because I don't know the full information of it, so I don't want to talk about that. But if he would have gone sat behind Big Ben for a couple of years, or sat behind Aaron Rodgers, or that kind of situation where he had someone to learn from, I think he would have done much better. Because he threw 12 touchdowns and 14 interceptions, just under 3,000 yards in the 3 years he was at Washington.
I think he had a real shot at starting for Pittsburgh this year. I mean,
definitely.
I don't rate Trubisky at all, and I don't really think Rudolph's that good. But I thought Haskins had a real shot.
Rudolph's still got a dent in his head from Garrett's helmet.
Yeah.
Sorry, bad timing joke.
I mean, that's just lucky that his career wasn't ended, but that's something to talk about another day.
Yeah. I mean, this guy was a first-round pick, so he had talent. As you said, he was an absolute stud at college level.
He was pick 15, I think.
Yeah. Pick 15 overall. Absolute legend of college. I think some of his records still stand at Ohio State now.
I think Joe Burrow broke one.
I think Burrow broke one. I think Trevor Lawrence broke one as well, but I think there's still a few of his.
Trevor Lawrence was at Clemson. Lawrence was at Clemson.
Yeah, but at college.
The college record. He also. I mean, I think this shows what sort of player he was at college, when the fact that he finished third in the Heisman Trophy voting, which shows how respected he was at college.
Who was he behind in that year? Out of interest.
No, not Jackson. I don't know.
It could have been Lamar, because Lamar won it in his sophomore year, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought it was. I'll have a look for that. But shall we have a look at the what his coaches had to say? Because both coaches did come out with statements. We'll start with his very first NFL coach. Big one. He says, "I'm absolutely heartbroken to hear the news of the passing of Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne was a talented young man who had a long life ahead of him. This is a very sad time, and I am honestly at a loss for words. I know I speak for the rest of our team in saying he will be sorely missed. Our entire team is sending our heartfelt condolences and thoughts and prayers to the Haskins family at this time." Coach Tomlin, again, pretty much similar sentiments. I am devastated and at a loss for words with the unfortunate passing of Dwayne Haskins. He quickly became a part of our Steelers family upon his arrival in Pittsburgh and was one of our hardest workers, both on the field and in our community. Dwayne was a great teammate, but even more so a tremendous friend to so many. I am truly heartbroken. Our thoughts and prayers are with his wife, Calabria, and his entire family during this difficult time. It's hard to read. It's hard to see what happened and stuff, and I don't know. It's just one of those situations.
It's horrible. I mean, Ohio are planning to do a
they're going to honor him in the spring game.
Yeah, their spring game. I can see, obviously, Washington and Pittsburgh are more likely going to do something in their first game of the season. I don't think they're on each other's schedule. It'd be poignant for the NFL to do it so if they are on each other's schedules, play each other first.
I believe the East aren't playing. The AFC East, is it? I know. Is it
NFC
Pittsburgh?
East and
Pittsburgh in the
NFC?
Because Pittsburgh in the AFC. Is it AFC East or AFC North then?
I can't remember off the top of my head. How about that?
They're in the AFC North because Patriots are in the AFC East, aren't they?
Yeah, Patriots are East.
Yeah. 2019, by the way, incidentally, was won by Joe Burrow.
Fair enough. It would have been 2000. It would have been 2018. He would have been Heisman.
Yes, which I think was Lamar.
Yeah, it would have been about right because Lamar went in about that time.
Yeah, Kyler Murray won it in 2018.
Oh yeah, Kyler. It was
Lamar won it in 2016.
Because Lamar won it in his sophomore year, didn't he?
All into his career. Yeah, it would be nice that I could see the Pittsburgh and Washington doing each other, and if they do play each other, I hope they do on doing an honouring together because he deserved it. Okay, yes, it wasn't a long career and it wasn't fruitful, but the guy deserves some kind of respect paid by both teams.
Yes, but I mean, is in terms of the schedule, I believe, isn't it the Super Bowl champs' honor to play the Thursday night game on the first week?
If they want to, yeah. Patriots didn't play it one year.
Did they not?
Nope. Yep. Shall I roll on to other bits of news?
Yeah. Let's do that. In other news, then, teams are back in off seasons.
Football's getting closer. Some are. Yeah, the teams.
Those with the new head coach.
Teams with a new head coach came back last week. So we've got likes of you boys, Tom.
Yeah, we're back.
Not Green Bay. Denver, Jacksonville, New York. Splattering other teams came back last week, which is all good. Yeah, which is all good. Which is good. It means it's getting closer, and obviously, head coach needs to be able to speak to players, especially the players who are rolling into the final year contract, get to know players, people who are like Dan Jones, for example, who's going into his fourth year at college. No, Giants. It needs to be, you need to be reassured to say, look, this is what we're going forward. From what I've heard, the new head coach likes Dan Jones.
I hope so, because I think he's in a tough situation in New York with a lack of weapons.
Yeah. That's the issue, isn't it? That is his issue. That's his lack of weapons and his lack of O-line. And not being able to run 95 yards.
So, I mean, who does he have? He has Slayton and he has Shepard, and is there anybody I'm missing?
Didn't Shepard get left? Sterling Shepard left, didn't he?
I don't think so.
No, it's Evan Ingram, wasn't it? It's Ingram who left. Yeah. Oh, yes. So, yeah, it's good for them. Most teams go back Tuesday, Wednesday this week, or next week after Easter.
Yes.
I don't know if America have Easter Monday over there.
They do. It's a big thing, Easter for Americans.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Christianity is so big in America that Easter's a massive thing.
Is it? Okay. Fair enough.
I think it was interesting from a Wild perspective. Not Wild, Vikings perspective. That's the ice hockey. To see what was said in the dressing room by the players after a couple of sessions with O'Connell, which is, I mean, Jefferson is on such a hype at the moment. I think he can see the benefits of having a offensive-minded head coach. I think he can see the benefits of having that extra bit of sort of having that Super Bowl winning sort of experience.
Yeah,
mentality.
I'm hoping Jefferson's going to have.
Don't forget, he's just come off a Super Bowl winning season.
Yeah.
He's.
I'm hoping Jefferson's going to have a good season too.
I think he's going to have a huge season.
Well, have you got him on your fantasy teams, Ollie?
Yeah, I've got him in the keeper league. I'll be losing my 11th round pick for him.
Oh my god, that's an absolute steal.
Oh yeah, I'll be losing my 5th round pick for Josh Allen too.
That's not too bad, mind you. You'd say that, wouldn't you?
They're going to be my 2 keepers.
I've got one of mine's a 15th round pick. I think I've got to remember mine.
I mean,
that's quite bad.
I mean, they've been my 2 keepers for the past 2 years now. But
well, you've talked me out of having Kittle as mine.
Yeah, don't Kittle gets injured too much, and I feel like he's going to be blocking a lot this year.
Well, yeah, all I'm going to say is watch this space for the Vikings. I think this is going to be an interesting season for us. And do you know what? I mean, you guys knew I wasn't that hot on us this season. I thought I didn't think we were going to do anything. But
does anyone still have the Zimmer out banner?
What's that?
Anyone still have the Zimmer out banner?
I think that went ages ago. I think
it did. But I think we should. I think people should watch out for us. I think we're definitely going to win the division.
Well, he's saying that. Aaron Rodgers is starting to get some weapons now, isn't he? Sammy Watkins has just signed to go up into Green Bay. Literally about an hour before we went live. $4 million deal.
Yeah, that's one.
And Vandal Cobb, he's still there.
Yeah. And obviously you got Jones.
Yeah, Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon's a good running back too.
Yeah, I just don't. I think, like I said, we've got Thielen, we've got Jefferson, we've got Cook.
I mean, don't get me wrong, but you had these people last year too.
Yeah, but we didn't have I don't know. We didn't have.
I also noticed you picked up about half of Green Bay's defense, especially in the secondary.
We're not going to choke in the last.
You got Zadarius Smith. I think you got a couple of others too.
Yeah, you got the.
I know. Jack, shout out to Jack, told me that he wants to pick up the Vikings defense in our fantasy football draft this year. By the way, I'll be setting up the fantasy football league as soon as I can. At the moment, the website won't let me.
Yeah. It won't start until the actual season starts. Well, not the actual season starts, but the actual
after the draft.
I meant to ask Ollie, did you get that trophy sorted?
Yep.
Has your mate got it?
Presented?
No, I'm just waiting for Jacob to return from North Carolina because I'm not sending it to him there.
That's fair enough.
That's fair enough. Yeah, because we need a photo of him holding it, so it goes on the podcast. It goes on the socials.
He's back in May. It'll get presented to him then.
Hey, make sure I'm around. I'll take a photo.
It's currently sitting in Bath.
If you want to get involved with the chat, please do in the usual ways.
By the way, I'm making the fantasy football league bigger this year.
No, bigger and better.
How you make it bigger?
There'll be more teams this year.
Nice.
Cool beans. That'll be good fun.
The British American Football League is back.
Let's go Black Knights.
I was about to say, Ollie, you playing this year?
My body won't take it anymore. Yeah, it kicked off at the weekend. I haven't seen many results. I know Worcester Black Knights lost 31-0 to Swindon Storm, which is a bit of a kick in the balls.
Lost to who?
Swindon Storm.
So,
yeah, there was obviously Torbay Trojans. There's teams in Wales.
Lee Miners. Don't forget Lee Miners.
As well.
Lee Miners, they played their first ever league game, I think.
Did they win?
No, they lost to Crewe, I think it was. I think Manchester Titans won.
But just by the way, for any football fans, West Ham have just gone 1-0 up.
Yeah.
Barcelona losing 2-0 as well. Noah's got it on in the background. Yeah, it's
late night because it's school holidays, Ollie.
Yeah, I'll have
any stiff arming going on?
No, not yet. He may do if he comes in. Honk. Yeah, it's good to have the American football season back over here. It is if go down and support your local team.
Yeah.
They all need it.
Just while we're talking about football over here, a couple of weeks ago, I was listening to the Around the NFL podcast, and they had Henry Hodgson on, who's head of, and he said the games this year are going to be good matchups.
Yeah, they've shuffled a few of the leagues around as well. I've noticed the Black Knights.
No, I mean the international series games.
Okay.
Apparently, great matchups.
Interesting.
Which sounds like they've decided what they're going to be, so I don't understand why they can't tell us now.
Because they need to hype it up even more. They can't have us knowing it straight away. I mean, they're trying to wait until they're trying to leave it until the last minute so that people don't have much time to ask how do you get tickets?
Everyone seems to think there's going to be announced a couple of weeks after the draft.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming they'll announce a schedule, and then from there you'll be able to deduce, and then like a week later they'll actually announce it.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know.
Because of course there's only like 2 or 3 options for each team.
Yeah.
And we all know it'll be early in the season.
Yeah, it's normally
4 or 5.
Don't forget, and Mexico's normally mid-season, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Mexico's different. It seems to be that the Cardinals will be playing the Niners in Mexico after what Fred Warner said on Instagram. Mexico City will see you soon.
Talk about players on holidays. Have you seen JJ Watt on his Instagram
with the tattoo?
No, he met someone in London who had his face on her socks.
Yes, he was loving it.
Was it socks? I thought it was tattooed on her leg.
It was socks, and then it was around Castle Coombs, near around you, Ollie.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he was like going, really nice village. Doors are a bit short, the doors come up to about here on him. Yeah. So that was really good. I wonder if he's taking any American Brit ball over here.
Yeah, imagine that JJ Watt turning up to your game.
Just turning up to your game.
That's like home team with Sean Payton.
Oh god, yeah. That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's.
Can I come and give you some advice?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
call a blindside billets.
Yeah, it was the cornerback blitz, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely. Really good film, that.
So moving on to one of our regular bit
extra news yet, mate.
Returning to the Ravens on a 2-year deal.
Was Calais Campbell even playing last year?
Yes.
I don't actually remember seeing him at all.
He was playing. He had some fairly good stats, actually.
I remember him on the Lowe's advert with Drew Brees, but I don't actually remember him playing football.
Yeah, it was.
Let's have a look at his stats. Let's bring them
$12 million, sorry, 2 years. Decent deal, that.
Let's have a look at his stats from last season. So he had 29 tackles, 1.5 sacks last season. So not outstanding. But yeah, he was playing last year. Yeah, he definitely played.
So one for our resident
Raiders
fan.
Where are you, John? I know it's Easter and you're probably stuffing your face with a chocolate now, but come on.
Made a snarky comment about our players going to jail when half of his team ended up in the LVPD. But Derek Carr has signed a 3-year contract extension worth $121.5 million.
I mean, that's incredible. I mean,
I like Carr.
So I like Carr. I think Carr's a great quarterback, but $121 million for 3 years.
It makes him the fifth highest paid in the NFL.
That's like over $40 million a year.
$40.5 million a year. So it's the highest paid. It's the fifth highest paid quarterback in the league. He had a really, really good last season. So I'll bring up his stats. He was fifth in passing yardage, just over 4,800 yards, through 23 touchdowns, 14 interceptions.
One of which being in a playoff game against the Bengals.
Yep. With a passer rating of 49. He had a good season. It was his career season.
Was it sure it was a passer rating of 49? Or was it
94, sorry.
I I was like, they're good stats. That doesn't start a passer rating of 49.
Yeah, I'm dyslexic. All right, give me a chance. He had a really good season. He's obviously very much loved in that dressing room. He is a leader in that dressing room. He's a really nice guy as well, from what you can tell.
To be honest, I think Josh. A lot of people I saw were criticizing this. I feel like they need to trust the Josh McDaniels process.
Yeah, there is a lot of. Obviously, you've got an ex-Patriots player, not personnel manager over there, who's now the GM.
Yes.
Obviously, you've got Josh McDaniels, who was Patriots OC, is now the GM there. You've got June Harmon, you've got Brandon Bolden, you've got a few other Patriots players in there now. You are going to bring some kind of Patriots persona to that team, and they're going to need it because that is a nasty division to be in.
Yeah, did you guys see the discussion on NFL UK today about all 4 AFC West teams making the playoffs?
I could see it. I really could see it.
The only issue is they have to play each other twice.
Yep, agreed.
And they have to play the NFC West.
Yeah.
Which I think is the hardest NFC division this year.
Well, I think they need to build on last season's success.
I mean, if they're playing, if the AFC West is playing the NFC East, then as bad as it sounds, that's 4 wins for every AFC East team in it. AFC West team. But the NFC West will put up some resistance with the Niners. Well, the Seahawks will probably roll over, but the other 3 are decent.
Talk about the Seahawks. Are they still floating with the idea of Baker Mayfield? Do you reckon?
I hope they will with Drew Lock.
Or have you seen that the podcast showing of Baker Mayfield pretty much ripping into Cleveland, going, they told me that one thing, they've gone completely against it, gone completely off it.
No, but
I think it was a bit of a shock that they did go for a QB, and it was basically a massive 2 fingers up to Baker.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that isolated him, and I think, well, we all know what OC and J-Bell said about him. Like you said, he was unlucky with injuries last season as a team. They lost OBJ. They didn't live up to the expectations, and obviously the team had to make a big statement. I didn't think they were going to go out and change QB though.
Yeah.
I mean, taking Deshaun Watson in, if he had Deshaun Watson from 2 years ago, it puts them into winning that division, possibly even winning that conference. But there's 2 massive things.
I was going to say,
how many games is he going to play? And B, what's he like after missing a year? We've seen what players are like after they've been out injured and they've come back in. It's slow to get going.
It's
a massive risk.
Browns is your Super Bowl pick again?
No, not putting the Browns for a Super Bowl pick.
Yeah, but it will be interesting. It'll be interesting to see whether Deshaun Watson can play at all this season, and if he does, how he will play. Just a bit of a side news for the Niners. Apparently, Deebo Samuel wants $25 million a year contract, which I think we should give him.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Ward was on Instagram Live the other day, and he was asked about DK Metcalf, and he said he didn't want the Seahawks to trade him so he could line him up next year.
Matt Judon's, I've pretty much trying to get him over to Foxborough.
Oh, Matt Judon's trying to get everyone over to Foxborough.
Yeah, Matt Judon, the new GM that everyone wants. I'd love to know what guys you think of this Derek Carr deal. I think it's good bit of business. He is a franchise quarterback. He is a top 10 quarterback.
If he builds on last season, then that contract is going to be seen as a work of genius.
I think it's expensive. I think it's
a flops. They'll say it's expensive.
I like Derek Carr, and I think he's a good quarterback, but I do think it's expensive.
I think it's about right. As Mike Robb said, for your franchise quarterback, it is a £40 million deal now.
I think it'll be very interesting to see how good he is with a receiver like Devontae Adams in it.
Yeah, imagine what lining up to that. You've got Weller, Adams, Ruggs, and Josh Jacobs coming out the backfield.
They don't have Ruggs.
They don't have Ruggs.
You
Not
mean
Ruggs.
Renfro?
Sorry. Yeah.
They had Ruggs.
Correctional facility at the moment.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone's going to have Ruggs ever again.
We won't talk about Ruggs.
No, so
in the same way we don't talk about Bruno.
I was just about to say. It was our game day, not wedding day.
I'm not going to start singing "We Don't Talk About Bruno."
Oh, you can't not. But
definitely,
I think Raiders. I think this will be a good year for them. I think they're going to be another one who go. I think they could be, if they play the cards right, they could be in for a deep playoff run.
But what? Derek Carr gave a stat in his press conference. Teams that miss or lose in the first round of the playoffs are 55% unlikely to make the playoffs again. So he's always said the odds are against him. Odds are stacked. So it's going to be.
I do think if one AFC West team misses out, it will be the Raiders this year.
Yeah, possibly. You're probably right there, if I'm honest. Probably, yeah. I can see that.
So sorry to any Raiders fans and John's watching, but I think they probably are the weakest of the AFC West teams, depending on how the Broncos gel.
I'm looking forward to seeing how
it. That wrong way. He said it. He said it.
And then Packers, after releasing half of the team to the Vikings, and
can I interrupt you?
Oh, God.
Developing news from the NFL. Kyler Murray is not expected. That is not expected to play this season until he has a new deal. Cardinals have yet to make a contract offer to the Pro Bowl.
Can someone clip that? Can someone clip that? I literally said that a few weeks ago. I said Kyler Murray's going to hold out this season unless he gets a new deal.
Yep.
I did say that.
Who have they got in backup? Are the Cardinals now going to go?
Colt McCoy, isn't it?
Screw you. Malik Willis is started there. He's a younger version of you. We've got. I think Cardinals now will take a quarterback.
Willis. I think Willis will be gone by the time it comes round to them.
I reckon they'll end up with Riddler. I reckon Riddler will end up there. So Cardinals are around mid.
Or are they going to challenge Seahawks for Mayfield?
Well, I don't think they're going to be getting Jimmy G either. So.
It's going to be interesting.
Without Kyler Murray, that makes the Cardinals a significantly weaker team.
You say that, but Colt McCoy won 3 out of the 4 games he played.
Oh, can we not talk about Colt McCoy, please? That was painful to watch.
This is it. He is a capable NFL quarterback. NFL starting quarterback.
I'm still having nightmares about Colt McCoy.
An NFL starting quarterback, I don't sure, but an NFL backup, he is a very capable quarterback.
Yes.
Kyler Murray, stop acting like a spoilt little brat. If I was the Cardinals, I would go, right, you've got a year left in the deal. Go and set that bench. Go and find who you can find elsewhere.
Did it work for Deshaun, though, Tom? Did it?
No. I was going to say it worked with... It worked for Aaron Rodgers. Well, not sitting out, but acting like a brat. He's the king of acting like a brat.
Yeah, but difference is...
Well, Tom,
Aaron Rodgers has a ring.
It took you 35 minutes to get an Aaron Rodgers.
I know, yeah.
That's probably a new record.
The thing is, Aaron Rodgers has 4-time MVP. Aaron Rodgers is one of the elite quarterbacks in this league.
As you said, Aaron Rodgers has a ring.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers deserves to be a brat and hold out to get that contract.
Aaron Rodgers has earned.
I don't think any player deserves to be a brat. I think they should have a bit of respect for their team.
I think Rodgers. If there are people who have earned the right to be brat, Rodgers is towards the top of that list.
Yeah, Rodgers, Brady, Breeze, that kind of ilk. People who have played all their career and been one of those elites. I'm just saying he has the entitlement to be. Tom Brady is the GOAT.
He's also Rodgers, a very good football player.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray's shown flashes, but he's not shown it consistently.
He runs around like kids playing football.
Yeah.
It's like, no, come on.
It's like me on Madden.
If I was Cardinals, I'd go right. Go and be third string for a bit. Then we're gonna draft a quarterback in. See how you like it then. If that's what I would do with the Cardinals, because he's pretty much acted like a little bitch.
I've just got a message from Jack who says, Rodgers needs to act more like Brady with contracts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I agree with him on that. Aaron Rodgers with his contract Aaron Rodgers said, right, where was it? I don't want to be part of a rebuild. Yeah, he's just signed a 3-year, $200 million deal contract.
And then, so he said he didn't want to be part of a rebuild, and is now forcing Green Bay into a rebuild.
Yeah. When you've got to sign someone who's Sammy Watkins, who isn't
elite material.
He's not a Devontae Adams style running back, wide receiver. I'll get it right.
As I said, Debo wants $25 million. That's a top tier quarterback. Wide receiver. Sammy Watkins has just got a $4 million deal. That shows
where Green Bay are with their cap.
I mean, let's face it. Most teams have taken advantage of Green Bay's decision to give Rodgers that deal.
Yep.
I'd love to know whether it was Matt LaFleur or the GM's call.
I tell you what, I would love to be Aaron Rodgers' agent. Have Aaron Rodgers' agent as my agent.
Yeah.
No,
the money you get.
I still want Jermaine Genius as an agent. well, how that man got anywhere near the World Cup draw?
It's kind of pointed on. I think we'll do the draft post a minute. I've got a question to you guys ask, and I'm going to pop it on here.
Okay, so I thought about this, and I've got my answer.
Go on then. Which 5 teams have the best roster in the NFL?
This is in no particular order.
Yep, go on then.
Bills.
Yep, great.
Chiefs.
Disagree on that one.
Chargers.
Completely agree on that one.
Rams.
Okay.
And this one could be rose tinted glasses, but Niners.
See, I've got the Niners as one. Bills and Chargers are a given because they're ready. I mean,
just quickly, I'm not sure if you guys have looked on YouTube, but Von Miller did a vlog about his free agency experience, so that's worth a watch if you get about 10 minutes.
I'll have a look at that then. I mean, Chargers, they had a stud of an offense anyway. They brought in defense. They've in JC Jackson. They brought another linebacker. Khalil Mack. It's like, good luck on that one. The Bills. Oh, sorry. LA Rams. Yeah, actually, I will put LA Rams there. Because
Super Bowl champs.
They lose Von Miller, but they bring in, what's his name? The linebacker as well. I can't think of his bloody name now. Wagner. Still got a lot into him.
It's like they lose Woods, but they brought in that other wide receiver. Whose name is escaping me.
I am gonna go.
Oh, Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
So Ollie, who were your 5 in the end?
So I'm gonna go 4. I will do Bills 1, Chargers 2. I'm gonna put Cleveland Browns at 3.
Interesting.
If Deshaun Watson plays like he did in 2022 or 2020, that is a team that will win the AFC. Don't think they'll win the Super Bowl because I don't think they got the experience to go that next level. Because the few NFC teams that are good enough are better than probably most of the AFC teams. They've got absolutely brilliant secondary in Cleveland. Myles Garrett.
I'm worried
You've got a brilliant offense, O-line.
I'm worried about the wide receiving core.
they'll draft that. They're going to draft a couple of really good wide receivers. There's plenty of wide receivers in this draft that you could still pick up absolute gems in 3rd or 4th round and still be brilliant. What have I done? Is that 4 I've done?
You said 3, so you said Bills, Chiefs, and Bills, Chargers, Browns, Niners,
and
Rams.
Yeah, I'll put Rams and Niners probably equal 4th.
Okay.
I just think LA needs to replace Wentworth and needs another wide receiver, and then that franchise is back to where it was.
Do you think Allen Robinson's enough as a WR2 and then Van Jefferson as WR3? With Cup as a WR1, obviously.
Oh, Cup's WR1 all day long, but I don't think
Cup, Robinson, Jefferson, maybe OBJ.
Odell Beckham took that offensive to another level, especially in the postseason.
And you don't think Allen Robinson can do that?
No, don't think Allen Robinson's going to. If it's the same Allen Robinson he had in Jacksonville, possibly. If he had the same Allen Robinson you got from Chicago,
my issue with Allen Robinson last year is I just don't think he cared anymore.
Possibly.
I think he wants to out of Chicago. Possibly. I think he wants to out of Chicago and he just didn't care.
Yep.
Okay, so
young Tom,
when you put this to the group, I didn't know about Kyler Murray's. Well, we knew about Kyler Murray's situation, but I did it as
that's fine.
As rostered.
I did consider the Cardinals. They were my 6th team.
As my top 5. So number 1, I believe it has to be Bills. I think they are ready. I think they're all in. I think they have to win the Super Bowl this year, in my opinion.
And they've got someone.
I am going to go with the Chiefs. I'm going with the Chiefs because I still believe that they have the ability. I still believe that they've got the roster.
I mean, Tyreek Hill is a big loss for the Bills, but
he's a massive loss.
For the
but
Chiefs, I agree with you.
I think they'll draft well.
Yeah.
They always have done.
Yeah.
That's the annoying thing. They draft
I'm going to go 3rd as the Chargers because you can't rule them out this season. I'm going to put them ahead of the Rams in 4th. And then my 5th pick, it was genuinely a tie between Niners, Cardinals, and one other team that I can't bloody remember.
Probably with you, probably the Vikings.
No. I don't think we've got the best roster. I think we've got the best wide receiver core in the unit in the NFL, but
it's definitely top 5 wide receiving core in the
NFL. But I think there's still a few holes that need filling.
I'm a bit flattered that we've all put the Niners in top 5.
Well, I haven't. I put them in the 6. I put them in 6. So
you said they were tied with the Cardinals for 5th.
Close. It was a close debate.
I mean, it was close.
I'm going to go with Cardinals.
It was close to me between the Niners and the Cardinals too, because. But
one glaring miss from all of us.
Who?
A certain lot of fish lot down in the South Coast.
Tua. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, that is the big holding, but they've put the pieces around him now on both sides of the ball to make that a very good offense.
The quarterback was a big thought of mine, and I can't give a roster with Tua a top 5 in the NFL.
Very, very true. Very true.
And I like Tua.
I like Tua. No, I don't actually.
Yeah, you don't.
No, I don't like Tua.
You never liked Tua.
You've been vocal about how you don't like Tua, so don't.
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, you're right. I went with the flow and then I clicked going, no, I don't like Tua. What are you on about? Yeah, I definitely don't. Tua, watching him in Wembley has just gone, what the heck? I thought about it today, actually, or this week, when they said about last year's draft class was so much better than this year, and none of the draft class from this year would get ahead of last year's draft class. And then I thought, how many QBs would go above this 5 that went in the first round this year from, say, the past 5 years? And I don't think there was that many. Possibly Lamar, possibly Josh, Mahomes would
Burrows?
probably go above them. Burrows,
maybe Herbert.
Yeah, maybe Herbert, but I don't think many other would go above this year's quarterback class or last year's quarterback class. And that's over. Not. It's just so Tua is probably not even the top half quarterback.
Shall we talk about the draft itself? I want to do this before we go on to the prospect. Shall we see at who's got multiple picks? I mean, we say about who's going to draft well this year. I think it's all about the multiple first round picks. They can make or break a draft. If you don't draft,
oh god, yeah,
well in those first, if you've got multiple picks and you don't draft well, you could lose some massive people. I mean, look at Raiders. Look at Raiders not passing up on Jefferson.
And the GM will probably lose his job.
Yeah. So, and there's teams that need those multiple round picks and need to draft well. And I think it could be argued that all 8 of those teams can't afford to mess up on draft day.
I think the bottom two, Packers, now they've got Watkins, they've got a little less pressure to not go out and got to get this first round wide receiver. Don't need that much pressure. Chiefs, you've both put them in the top 5. So are they under that much pressure?
I think they are in the fact that for me, they're only in that draft because they're only in that top 5 because they've got quality elsewhere. I think regarding wide receivers,
got his face back.
we've mentioned Tyreek Hill is a massive loss, and that is a sort of trade that could lose a GM his job if it goes wrong.
I think the most interesting one there actually is the Eagles and the Saints, seeing what they do with those mid-round picks.
Yeah, because
it's a make or break season for Hurts. And he has good enough wide receivers. So will they look to give him another weapon, or will they go defense or sort out their O-line? And with the Saints, are the Saints going to go QB? Or are they going to roll with Winston for another year?
I've heard a few things. A, they're going to go O-line. B, they're going to go QB. And C, they're going wide receiver. Personally, I think I would roll with Winston because next year's QB class is so much better. Draft one of them, let them sit behind Winston for a year, and then when Winston's contract goes up, there you go, kid. Go for it. Like Chiefs did with Aaron Smith.
But didn't the Saints trade their first round pick for next year to get 16?
Possibly, yeah.
I think
they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So that's why they need to make sure they get this year right, because they traded next year for this year.
The annoying thing is, I could see, why would you go reaching for a quarterback and hope is going to be a star? They aren't going to be. They're not looking like they're going to be elite quarterbacks. I mean, I'm scathing Malik Willis. I generally don't think he's going to be an elite. He could be a really good quarterback at this level, but while I've watched this tape, I don't think he is. Oh, hello. No, they're not. They're not going to take Willis, and you know that. Come on.
I would love to be a fly on the wall in whatever house you two are in when you're watching the draft, and Willis goes, because I think Kelly.
Those are mine because it's kids' night, so I'll be here. She'll be there.
Chad Reuter had Seahawks trading up for Willis, didn't he, in his mock draft?
Yeah.
When he had 3 QBs going in the top 5.
I think the Seahawks.
No. In fact, Chad Reuter had Willis going 2 to the Lions, didn't he?
I had Willis going at 8 to the Seahawks.
I had Willis going at 32 to the Lions.
I had Willis going in round 6.
I didn't see him on your.
I had him going in round 6. I think, if you think about it, the Lions, the Texans, and the Jets are sitting pretty at that 2, 3, and 4. Because these teams who think they're going to need a quarterback. Giants possibly could need a quarterback. Saints possibly. Eagles who think they need a quarterback going, we can give you our 2 picks for your 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. Or even 5th. You know. Is it Schrags hasn't got a QB going in the top 16? He's got 16, 18, and 20, I think it is.
I don't think I had a quarterback going in the top 16.
I had Pickett going at 6, and that was it. So, you know, are these teams who's going to need multiple extra first-round picks because their rosters are that bad? Texans and Lions, because they've got more holes in the calendar, go, yeah, well, we'll take your 2 first-round picks for
still in my phrase. Still in my phrase there, Ollie.
Yes, too bloody right. Am I not allowed?
I'll allow it this time, but I mean, at least
I think I even used it last week. Yeah, it's. I mean, don't really think the Packers and the Chiefs are going to be trading up. They've got the luxury of going, we could trade back if we want to get extra players.
Well, yeah, they aren't in desperate need of a top.
Eagles
top
need pieces,
really.
But do they need massive amounts of pieces? Do they need 2 first-round picks? They've earned those 2 first-round picks. Giants do. Jets do.
Yeah.
Lions, Texans do.
I can't wait for Jags to take a punter with the first-round pick.
Masazaka, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I was about to say.
He did last 2 or 3 weeks ago, yeah.
The guy, was he Ole Miss? Was he Ole Miss or was he Penn State?
Penn
State.
Or home base, as my phone seems to think I say.
So, here's a question for you guys, because it's something I've been thinking about recently. When is it acceptable to start watching Draft Day on repeat?
Whenever.
Draft.
Whenever.
Let's say I don't know why I watch my. Let's say the 1st of May last year.
You can watch Draft Day whenever in the year.
I know.
Draft Day is brilliant. I mean, I watched it with Kelly. 3 weeks ago? No.
Is it back on Prime?
Yeah, it's back on Prime.
Is it?
Yeah. Or it might be on Prime because I might have paid £1.99 for it.
That's well worth it. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I think this year's draft. I genuinely cannot wait. I'm excited about it. I have to watch it because I'm at work. So as you all know, I love watching NFL instead of booking people's taxis.
So people
no one will get a taxi on that day.
He's your reason.
There's a pause button there.
People in Swinton, we apologise.
Yeah, there's a pause button there, and it needs put a reason. It needs a reason saying NFL draft. So I don't know.
But why did you pause? Why did you pause? Pick 17 came in.
Yeah,
Pick was in.
It happened. I needed to see what it was.
Yeah. So yeah, pick was. Can you hold the line? Pick 12 was in.
Why did you pause? Vikings on the clock.
I had to
5 minutes apparently.
Are we having a stiff arm? No, we're not.
What's happened so early?
He's meant to be going to bed in a bit.
Oh.
So
he just come out going, lights out in 5 minutes on his phone.
Okay, shall we move on to... I feel this has been one of our most successful ideas on the podcast.
The draft prospect.
The draft pick series. I've enjoyed doing
apart from we get told off for the using things that we're not meant to use.
Yeah, but that was for the game of the year.
Okay.
I think this is our first running back.
It is because the running back class isn't that strong this year.
It's not that deep.
Lindy's
it's not
marked
strong.
it down as a B-. So gone for
how many running backs do you actually think will go in the first round? Because I don't have any.
I don't think there'll be any.
There is probably maybe a couple of franchises could take them because they haven't got really any other holes to fill. Maybe Buffalo. Now the Bengals have filled their O-line. Maybe Bengals could take an O-line. Don't know.
Bengals have Mixon though.
Yeah,
I think Williams
put a couple more running backs in there, surely.
I think Walker and Cook are more likely to.
I don't think Cook will.
I don't think Cook. I think
really
Cook's the third rounder. It's gonna be Kenneth Walker. Will show his video in a minute. Brace Hall.
I think
looks really good. Maybe even Ishmael Spiller. He had a really good draft as well.
Yeah.
Shall we fire the video?
It's unusual.
Look who's just shown up.
Oh, John, you missed us. You missed us having you go at Derek Carr.
Yeah.
We even said things positive about the Raiders today, apart from Ollie Hope.
But I said I liked Carr.
We were happy with ABH.
I feel like I said positive and negative.
I believe the terms waste of money was used, or
expensive was the word I used.
Shall we show Mr. Kenneth Walker's highlight video? I promise there's no music on here, so no commentary, so I won't get told off. So we'll have to talk over it, gentlemen.
Oh, poor them.
This is a great one. I love this one.
Oh, this is a bit of help from the O-lineman. Yeah,
that reminds me of Debo.
This cut come back inside. Nice gap, really nice gap there, and a little help from the O-line.
I don't know if Ollie agrees with me, but yeah, I think that's definitely a bit of a Debo run.
There you go.
That is. Look at the pace.
Yeah,
you could tell he's a 4.3 runner, can't you?
I can see what you mean by
this
Debo.
one, the 94-yard, the longest in Michigan State.
He definitely does. He definitely doesn't shy away from contact, does he?
No, and those little cuts inside.
Well.
It's just this whole. It's the way he manages to sort of.
I think he'd fit in the the 49ers. I don't think we'll take him because we don't need a running back.
I think pro day. Look at this.
I think he'd fit in well with the Niners.
He shows he can catch out the backfield as well. He is going to be a very, very good player in this NFL.
If he's still there at 61, I would not be too bad of us taking him.
Imagine him going someone who's got an awesome O-line. Some of these teams have got a really good O-line who just needs that running back just to take them on to the next level. Unfortunately, the running back is a dying position in the NFL, which is a real shame.
Yeah, John, it doesn't happen much, so...
That's the first time. Apparently, Ruggs came back into your lineup as well.
Yeah.
He broke out of the correctional facility he's in. And he started playing, apparently. But yeah.
I mean, he had a really, really good season in 2021.
Walker.
We're talking about Walker or Ruggs now.
We're going back to Kenneth. We're going back to our prospect, okay?
We're back to Walker, okay.
283 carries was just over 1,600 yards. That is a lot. That is a very good season. 18 touchdowns, 13 receptions for 89 yards.
If we look at scrimmage yards, it's 1,700. That's incredible for the amount of games he played.
Exactly, and it showed in this project that he can go out backfield and catch.
I think that's the sort of equivalent to 2,000 yards in the NFL, because obviously he played less games in college. I'm not saying he's gonna get 2,000 yards less next season, because the NFL is a very different game. But he had a very good season. Is what I'm trying to say.
It is, but I feel that. I mean, we only watched a bit of him in that video, but the way that he had that ability to sort of read what was going on in front of him. Yeah, he had a great O-line in front of him, but he had that ability to sort of look as if he was going one way and then cut straight in. And he did it effortlessly. He didn't do it as if he was thinking about it. He just did it naturally.
What I saw was the patience.
Yeah.
Almost Le'Veon Bell Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I got you. Just that weight. Okay, there's a gap. Now I'm gone.
Yeah.
Especially in the first video, it showed the first clip really, really well. The second clip just showed his pure pace. I mean, he did a 4.3 in his 40. That is quick.
Yeah.
Very, very, very quick player. He's going to be really good in this NFL. And if he gets behind a good O-line, he will. He probably could do 2,000 yards. I reckon, you know.
What? As a rookie?
There's no harm. Why not? He has got that, like you said, Le'Veon Bell patience. He seems to have that Derrick Henry strength. And he has got that pure outright pace to run away from corners. Corners need to get quicker this year.
I mean, especially they're playing Miami.
Playing anything in the offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Waddle, Hill, Edmonds, Mostert.
Yeah.
The other wide receiver.
Shame they've got a quarterback who can't throw.
Yeah, I know. Two is quick too, though.
True. Until he breaks a hip again. Let's run up the draft order for one more time. Even though it hasn't changed from last week.
I was going to say it's the first week for a while that it hasn't actually changed.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's been any trades this week at all.
No, it's not.
Even like slightly irrelevant ones, like when
the
last year when the Niners traded a linebacker that never played for a 6th-round pick, everyone was like, "So what?" But
it's going to be I think next week will be a little bit quieter as well.
I think it's almost the calm before the draft storm.
Yeah,
because then the week after we're there.
It's draft day.
Well, we're not there physically.
I wish we were there.
Yeah,
one day.
I wish we were in Vegas.
Oh, where's that tab gone? Get further along to Dallas 24, isn't it?
2 weeks.
24.
Yeah.
So it's this part of the show where we wind down and Mr. OBH says his classic line, "Stay safe." However, I think if you do not mind, I think we should give the center stage to Mr. Dwayne Haskins Jr. Thank you for watching us this week. There's only one thing left of us to say. Rest in peace, Dwayne.